I'm here today with one of the Rapidbump founder, Ina. Let's start with a simple question. Ina, can you tell me what is Rapidbump and more about who you are and what you do?
Rapidbump is an m-commerce platform and mobile application where you can buy gift cards and codes for games like Steam or iTunes gift cards and PlayStation and all those stuff.
When did you guys start Rapidbump?
Rapidbump started development in 2017.
Wait, let me do the maths. 2017, that is 6 years ago? Yeah.
Yes. 2017 in development, and we started as a website.
Oh, so the website was first.
Yes. And we were not selling gift cards. We were doing something else. We call it Rapidbump V1.
So that version 1. Because I remember Hafiz kind of mentioned this briefly, but I never actually asked him to elaborate. But what was the original Rapidbump?
Okay, so Rapidbump was intended to be a trading marketplace where gamers can trade their used games, CDs, with other gamers around Brunei. So like we built something like a map to like find this game near me.
So this person is here, he has the thing I want, so you could go and like contact and trade.
Yes. And he can do MP, he can do delivery, all those things lah. And yeah, it's quite elaborate actually. We have all the maps, all the bidding. Maybe Hafiz could tell you more about bidding.
You know what's funny? I think I may have accidentally pitched that same idea to him during Pre-Accelerate. Yeah, because we were talking, right? Because we were talking about BGD. Yeah. One of the guild members, they were asking us if we were interested in joining. And we were just discussing if we did join, what was our vision. And I didn't realize that Rapidbump V1 was actually a trade marketplace like that. So I was actually telling Hafiz that wouldn't it be nice if we could make the BGD Discord a place where you could trade like, you know, unused stuff and things like that. And I just realized now, holy shit, I think I may have just like pitched the exact same thing he was already doing like ages ago, basically. That's interesting though. What a coincidence. And yeah, I didn't know that. That's really cool. So it started out as a trade.
Yeah, it started as trading, kind of like thrift shop lah for gamers. But what we found was that there isn't really much traction. But I don't really say that there's nobody interested with it because we didn't actually do much in marketing. I'm not sure if we actually advertise version 1 what it is, what it was. But we managed to make 2 sales.
You mean it was better than the trade?
Or rather, it's not a trading option, more like we help people find the game that they want. But even then, they were not using the website.
Oh,
they contacted us through Facebook Messenger and then like, hey, can you help me find this game? Yeah.
They basically texted you directly instead of using the actual website, no?
Yes.
I think it's normal because Rapidbump V1 is the first project you guys did, right? In 2017. So I feel like that is normal for my experience as well. Like the first thing you do, you always forget about the marketing because you don't really know why it's important at the time. So I think that's not necessarily bizarre that you guys didn't market it. But my question is, when you did Rapidbump V2, you specifically did marketing for that in order to kind of combat your experience for V1. Is that fair to say?
I'm not sure.
Because Rapidbump V2, I don't think it's a stretch to say it's successful, right? Especially compared to V1. What did you do differently for V2?
The thing is, it's not exactly like a business story or like it's because we did marketing then we solve it. Because there are actually a lot of things happening. And what we did, masa V1, was that we try to make it happen. So I think if talking about macam your first project, so like V1 was our first project and we basically put a lot of things in it. Like what Hafiz would say, building something that nobody wants.
He has mentioned that before. Yep.
But we still do it anyway because it's something that we like or something that we find cool. So like, okay, let me add this. Oh, let me add that. Oh, this thing would be cool. Let me add that in as well.
I can totally relate, yep.
You know, so yeah. So that's V1. And when I look back at the old assets, all those things that we actually already made, but have to put it on the shelf, like, you know,
yeah, it's not
it away.
Applied. It's basically just on standby.
Yeah. So when I look back at those old stuff, it has a sense of youth.
Yeah, you can see your own youth in them.
Yeah.
I totally understand what you mean.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. But what made us went to V2 was that during V1, we also allow sellers to sell on our platform. Someone who would benefit from using a website, a registered business, or anybody selling their CDs or their Game Boy or their controllers and such. So they managed to sell. But what happened then was some of the vendors that came in did not reply to the customers, but they're using our
so it's a
platform.
reputation thing. So basically, people will say Rapidbump's fault, even though it's a third party.
Yes, we did not anticipate that. And that was one of the challenge if you're making a platform, like making people...
Basically, stick to being a decent human being. Yeah,
Yes.
I totally understand. That is scary.
But also, we listen to the signals, or we notice the signals. We saw an opportunity to sell gift cards, and then there were too much demand. And so we enable other people to sell the gift cards as well. And I remember Hafiz asking, I'm going to need some capital so we can increase our stocks and start selling more. And we did.
Just to clarify for me and also for the listeners, before Hafiz actually asked, and then before you actually put in the capital, so what were you operating on? You just had a fixed allocated budget?
Small budget that was based on, I think, Hafiz's last project, which was LOL MMR. Back when Google Ads, the apocalypse hasn't happened.
You might have to explain this to me and possibly the listeners as well. Apocalypse, I'm guessing, is when they changed the ad rules, right? How you can monetize and things like that. That
Yes.
one is not an issue. But LOL
Yes.
MMR, is that League of Legends? No.
Yes.
It is? Okay, thank God. I'm out of touch.
So where does our capital come from? Majority of it was from LOL MMR, which was the first website that Hafiz created. Yeah, I did something on it as well, but just the assets. And that was our first experience in web dev. Faker actually used LOL MMR on stream. And when he did that, he basically DDoSed our website.
Oh shit. Wait, okay, so let me just clarify some stuff here. So Faker is a streamer who plays LOL. I think that's
Yes,
obvious.
he's,
That's correct,
he's the
right?
pro.
Player, yeah. And LOL MMR is a platform, but you guys have something on it, or is it LOL MMR you guys made? That's the thing I don't really understand. I can't really follow. I've googled LOL MMR.
It's gone now. But we made LOL MMR 2015. What it is similar to op.gg, if you're familiar with that.
Nope. Okay, I'm gonna give you my impression, and then you just let me know how close or how far I am, okay? So, from what I'm seeing, LOL MMR is basically an app that tracks your post-game analytics. Is that right?
Yes. It's not exactly an app. It was just a web-based.
So basically, you created this LOL MMR, and then a pro player used it. And then why did you get DDoS? Because everyone was trying to use it?
Yes. So I didn't mean like he did us, but he caused something like, he basically shocked our servers.
Because of the influx of people that checked
Yes,
it out
yes, yes.
afterwards. Yeah. That's amazing. So LOL MMR, basically Rapidbump team made this.
Yeah. And there were like 4 million users still. Okay. Unique users.
This will be straying a bit to LOL MMR now, but my question is, why didn't you continue working on it? If it was that, like, such a big...
Because of the apocalypse.
Oh.
So we made money from the Google Ads banners. Like the ads actually work. And the numbers from Hafiz last time when he mentioned it was 1K a month from Google Ads.
And then when Apocalypse happened, that's what, 0?
0 to a few cents.
It was that bad?
Yeah.
I'm quite out of touch. That's crazy though.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, but that is actually a really awesome story.
The other thing was, one is Apocalypse. The second one was the terms and condition from Riot for using the API. They mentioned that for whatever you make with this API, it became theirs. After some time, Riot also have their statistics section.
Similar to MMR, basically?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, we ran Rapidbump from the LOL MMR profits.
That is cool. That's like a closed circuit. Very self-sufficient.
But we did keluarkan capital from our pocket as well.
Yes. So eventually when you noticed Rapidbump V2 was picking up,
we keluarkan a portion of what I have, and we made triple the capital within a week.
that's really good.
Yeah, but After in another week, we started getting emails from the bank.
Okay. I don't like where this is going, but go
Yeah.
on.
So
It's scary.
we started getting emails from the bank saying to us that our chargeback being filed.
What is... oh, this is refunding,
Yes.
is it?
So most of our sales was fraudulent.
You know, I was gonna say, like, why would they tax you for chargeback? I was guessing yes, probably because some people are trying to get something for free, right? And then like ask for a refund and things. So in your case here, what was the fraudulent stuff like? Did you end up figuring it out?
Yeah, it was a credit card fraud. Basically, what it was all these chargebacks are coming from the real owner of the cards who doesn't authorize a transaction that they saw in their transaction list.
So basically, you have all these fraudulent charges, and basically you have to pay back, right? That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, we had to pay. We did pay some, but because I made quick calculation, if we have to pay the whole thing, then yes, I will be bankrupt. So that's bad. I remember like waking up, not wanting to look at my phone because I don't want to look at the notification that it's coming from the bank.
All these notice,
And then looking at the title, something chargeback,
final warning or something like that. Yeah, scary.
But then one day I thought, say, if there was an investor investing to our project tenure, it would be the same thing. They might give us something equivalent to triple the capital amount. And then we will also have a timeline and how best can we grow it. So these things is mostly from Hafiz's side. He's looking at the signal on what can we do, what type of business or how can we grow it. While I, on the other hand, plugging the leaks and slowing down the bleed. So when we found out about this, we look into all the orders. We had to do that step by step, find out where these orders are coming from, who the users are, and then put a stop from all the potentially fraudulent users.
Basically cut them off from the system.
Yeah. I had to find what else can we do to protect ourselves. So I found out for merchants, there's not really banyak protection. If it's PayPal, there are protection against merchant yang fraudulent. But for merchants, there's no protection for fraudulent customers. If there's a screw up, it's usually the merchant that's paying.
Damn.
And it's not the customer. But after looking around, I found out because they're paying by credit card, we thankfully had enabled 3DS or a two-factor authentication, basically.
And that solved everything?
Not exactly everything.
So you're plugging the leaks, and how do you get out of that? How do you get back on, let's say if this was a ship, right? The metaphor of it, a sinking ship. How do you actually get rid of all that sinking and started to get back afloat?
Okay, if we are using a sinking ship analogy, I'm plugging the leaks and taking out the water out of the ship while Hafiz is building the engine.
Ah, okay. Yep.
I actually cannot recall exactly how we got out, but we filter out the fraud users and we also filter the legit users. And when we saw the data, the legit users are quite banyak, substantial. So like, hey, this is a signal. Like this is making us more money than our previous sales. So we went ahead and
you refocus on that signal, basically.
Yes, we pivot everything Rapidbump V 1.0 was into a digital cards marketplace.
Which is basically V 2.0.
Yes.
Wait, you said digital card marketplace, but this time around the difference is it's not an open marketplace. It's a buyer to Rapidbump marketplace.
Because part of closing the leak was we had to stop the other vendors from selling as well. Because some of the users are the fraudulent users as well. So we have to stop that. We have to stop everything, basically. And that's why they're no longer with us. Because we have to stop and then assess the whole thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. So by changing the direction, it was enough to kind of get you out of that. So the ship is basically now okay. It's like floating and going properly and everything. Okay.
So
that's really cool.
V2.0, that's when we actually start to use marketing. And we only focus on digital cards. And initially it was Steam. Then we went to PlayStation. Xbox, iTunes, and then we list out all the products in Facebook, and we do some ads marketing, and people start coming in, texting us via Facebook, and we had to route them to WhatsApp so that we have one centralized place where people can ask and buy from us. And also, when we make our sales via WhatsApp, we were only accepting bank transfer.
Yeah, so that means you could verify straight away it's real.
Yes, and
Nice.
that we are limiting our users to Brunei only. And we were not opening the
Yeah, you know what?
store to
Yeah.
international customers.
You know what? The other day when I was telling you, when I was asking you guys, do you want Wilson to bring the Rapidbump badges to Vietnam? Yeah, you guys both were very like adamant, no, only Brunei. It makes a lot of sense now, now that I know this story. Because yeah, you know, the other day I was thinking, wow, like okay, they're really like serious about just keeping it here. But now that I know this story, it makes a whole lot more sense. Damn, yeah, that's crazy actually. But yes, that makes a lot of sense now. Okay, so you were redirecting them to WhatsApp because the website was still kind of being basically it was still a bit leaky, so you were still plugging lah basically to keep the metaphor alive. So yeah, so basically okay, so that makes sense. So you were now going to WhatsApp while you were fixing the website. So presumably once the website was fixed, you would redirect from WhatsApp to the website.
That was the intention. We wanted to initially just use bank transfer, and then we started marketing, and the people start coming in to the point that it's bottlenecking our operations. We cannot accept more orders than just 2 people.
Yep.
So we thought, macam, there should be another way. Or maybe it's time to redirect them to our website. And maybe there is an enable them to upload their screenshots. But we had a conversation, macam, probably an app will work much easier because no one is going to bring their laptop to the bank
Everywhere.
or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And we know that kalau browser, it's usually macam, it's not nice.
You mean like all the if you take a picture of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And buying from a browser store,
What? You guys don't like buying from a browser store?
no. Also, I
No,
think
fair enough.
it was
Yeah.
also because I was an avid AliExpress shopper.
Okay. No, okay, fair enough. I mean, I'm quite out of touch. The thing is, I actually do like buying from the browser, but I don't know what people do nowadays.
Yeah, I'm not sure why not browser. There was a valid reason, but I cannot pinpoint.
You
the
guys must have your
actual-
reasons, lah. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So basically, you landed on mobile.
Yeah, also on mobile, but even then, Hafiz was not confident about it. He said, like, yeah, it can be done, but until like, okay, let me just do it dulu. And then let me just show you what I think it should look like. So I went to YouTube, look for programming video on how to make an app.
Oh, so this is like your first entry into app making as well.
Yes.
Okay, damn.
Yeah, I went to YouTube, look for how to make an app, and then I spent like 2 weeks learning plus making an app to what I think the app should look like. And I managed to create a prototype.
Nice.
And basically ready to test with my sisters and my brother and basically show Hafiz lah. I remember the 2 weeks was hyper-focus, brabes.
Yep, I totally understand. I can relate.
I wake up, go to the
Yes.
computer,
Exactly.
code, and then makan, sleep,
Yep.
and then bangun, continue
Same.
code
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
rinse and repeat for 2 weeks.
for
I
like
understand.
2 weeks straight.
That's the beauty of having a vision, you know? Because when you
Yeah.
have a clear idea of what you want to do, suddenly all the stress and the fear is just disappeared. I can totally relate. Yep. It's almost like you're possessed just to like get this done.
Yeah.
In a good possible way, yeah. So when you made the app, was it okay? Was it smooth sailing or was it like not accepted? Yeah.
So far it was okay. I showed it to Hafiz and he said, I probably can do something with this. So I show him at least a real prototype.
Proof of concept that's actually usable, yeah.
Yes. And I was almost going into the back end sudah. But then I showed it to him and then he said, oh, I can do this. And I probably can do Apple and Android at the same time.
Nice.
I was only doing Swift, which is iOS. And Hafiz was thinking, okay, I probably can do the iOS plus Android terus. So he went and I passed to Hafiz lah for the story. For the whole thing, including the back end, plus the bank transfer idea. For the app, because we have the experience of selling via WhatsApp, we already have knowledge on the customer journey, when they want to buy, how they want to pay, what they want, and all those customer journey, we were able to translate it into the app. And that's basically how Rapidbump V 2.0 was created.
So basically, that's the one that we are seeing now when we download on the Google Play Store or the iPhone.
Yes, that's the final version. And also for Android right now, there's an update going on.
Yes, that's what I was going to bring up.
Right.
So that's the one that you guys now have to revise after 4 years of not having to like see the code. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes, so that's how this punya work.
And that is basically because of API terms and condition review, is it?
For now, it's just what's necessary for Android 13.
Ah, okay, I
Not
see.
Not exactly the whole aesthetics.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah. This is just compatibility. Okay. Brilliant. So that is how it got to where it is today. What I have written down here is what part of Rapidbump are you responsible for, but I think that covers pretty much it. So yes.
So this is what part of Rapidbump I was responsible for during its creation. During its operation, it's a different thing.
Oh, okay. So during operation, what would you say your role on Rapidbump are?
Our role basically changed to customer support and help this with the maintenance side. And on the back-end side, while I focus on the stocks, the finances, to tally up all the transactions.
Yes, I remember we spoke about this before. Like all the books and the accounting is on you. Yeah, your responsibility.
So operations side. So there isn't much room for us to do other things, especially when things get busy.
So would you say that that's your current bottleneck now? Which is why you guys are currently looking to expand, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So that is basically your role at Rapidbump. So what will you be showcasing at the upcoming HobbyFest, and what do you hope to learn from the experience?
We will be showcasing Rapidbump update for Android. So it's expected to roll out the update before the HobbyFest. So during the HobbyFest is when we showcase the newly updated Rapidbump for Android 13. And although the aesthetics, the experience of it doesn't change. So anyone who wants to try it can try it, because we keep on getting messages like, "Hi, I cannot download your app."
Because it's not Android 13?
Yes, it's not compatible. So now that we are rolling out the updates, it's available. And they can try it for an entrance to a lucky draw.
Exactly. So yes. So you'll be showcasing the Android 13 version or update of Rapidbump in the upcoming HobbyFest. What do you hope to learn from the experience of showing the Android 13 version?
If one of the people tried the app and then they have a feedback like, "Oh, but I need this gift card and it's not available," then I would like to know what that is.
So the gaps.
Yes.
Yep. Cool. So just to recap again, you'll be showcasing the Android 13 build of Rapidbump on HobbyFest, and preferably you'd like to identify gaps in the services. So basically potential better ways you can actually serve the user base. Okay, so this one actually I'm not even sure how to ask, because it seemed like a good idea at the time, but I feel like this is a good way to get cancelled. So let me just ask that. The question here is, based on your experience during the transition phase from education to workforce and then later into business, right? What was your experience during that time? Now, okay, this is the direct shot of the question. So the rephrase of this and the motivation in this question is because sometimes when I talked to my mom before, right? She used to tell me that during her time and her mom's time, there weren't a lot of jobs that women can do, right? It's just very limited. But now we're kind of in a better time. So now the female workforce has a lot more choices compared to back then. So the reason why I'm asking you for your experience is basically to kind of get your point of view. Was this the case for you? Did you have a lot more choices? And what was your experience? Because sometimes when you have a lot of choice, it is hard to make a decision. And the second part of this question, which is what I usually hope would be the fun part, is what advice would you give to young women currently who are about or waiting to enter the workforce? Does that make sense? That's the two questions. If it's terrible, you can just not answer. It's fine. Is it an okay question or is it terrible?
It's an okay question,
good.
But I need to
Yep. No, take your time.
First question was,
how did you feel during your time when you were about to enter the workforce? Like, what do you think about the choices back then? Did you have a lot of choices or was it quite limited as well? And also, did you know what you want to do?
Macam mana? I'm just thinking how best to answer this. Macam,
No worries, take your time.
I can turn this into a good answer, or I can turn this into like a bad answer. But it's a nice question
Thank you.
to answer, and it's better. I mean, like I would want to
Yeah,
give a good answer.
exactly. Take your time to formulate your thoughts, lah. No worries.
Okay, so for me, I think part of it I should give the credit to my dad. Kali, what I actually realized was that when I want to do something, my parents are not there to stop me, which I think was the best thing that they do. They still do. So it's more to macam, it's up to you. If you think it's good for you, then try it. Go ahead.
That's good.
So,
yeah, it's like a freedom to pursue. Yeah.
And even during O level or L level was it, my academics wasn't really great. But then I remember having a conversation with my dad. What's your plan if you cannot go to uni? Then I say, oh, probably go to technical school, do something there. Or maybe from my L level, I can go jadi stewardess. Or kalau bukan itu, jadi bomba. And then my dad was like, oh, you might do well jadi bomba. So yeah, so that was the conversation that I had with my dad. He doesn't give like, macam, no, you should be a doctor. Not so Asian about him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not so like controlled lah, which is nice lah. It's nice to have that freedom.
But then I did get to university, and then I did get a degree eventually. And then during finding a job, I was actually thinking like, what should I be? My degree is in engineering. I should be an engineer, and I have passion in that area lajo. And so what I really wanted then was to join the civilian engineer arah military. I have this macam, I want to be in the uniform kind of job, but I don't want to be there because it's kind of serious jo. Like I think I find it hardcore because that's the real world. So I try to find macam middle ground. So I was thinking macam maybe a civilian engineer in the military. But I didn't get that job.
When you say hardcore, you're referring to military.
I mean like what I know from my cousins or my uncles, like they actually do some serious stuff. Yes.
In the military, yeah. So basically army stuff.
And I actually wanted to be a police woman, a detective. But then, if detective, then you will deal with some robber. Yes. Yeah.
Extremely
so,
serious things. Yeah. Homicides. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just went for something that is like chill. But then I managed to get a job in engineering anyway. So yeah, but I think it just had to do with my parents not stopping me and not selecting anything for me, and like being too strict on the choices. So, but then, with my answer, not everyone will have that. Not everyone. So
yeah, for sure.
How do I make it?
No, but it's not a bad thing. Like the reason why this question is tailored to you is because we're looking for an answer that's also kind of tailored to you. At least for the first part, which is what you've answered now. So that's why the second part is what you should try to think about in terms of what advice would you give to the young women who are currently in that position where you were back then, right? Because they're about to enter the workforce and maybe they don't really know what they want to do and things like that. So what kind of advice would you give them?
Just find something that is what their passion is. So I was pretty sure that while I'd love to be a detective, or while I'd love to be in the military or be a stewardess and travel whenever, I also love engineering, and I went ahead with that and I got it. And even if I don't, I will likely do something that is within what I love. So even if it's not engineering, then I'll be a stewardess. If it's not stewardess, then I'll be a bomba, even if I have to deal with ular or other things. But that's like my parachute, But I keep all the things that to me is within my range. Yeah.
Okay. So your advice would be to keep it within the things that you genuinely like to do or like enjoy doing.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
That's the last question, kan?
That is the last question. So I will have the links to Rapidbump's Google Play Store, their Apple App Store, and website. So those are the things I'll include in the links to the caption for this video and the Instagram post. But more importantly, the thing to highlight is probably the Rapidbump Google Play Store, because that's where the stuff we were talking about will be released. So basically, the Android 13 compatible version of Rapidbump. Before the 1st of December, would you say?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So yes. So that is the one to look out for. I'll have all these links there, but that's the key one to look at. And for our HobbyFest collaboration, we'll be having Rapidbump's plaque with the QR code there so that you can actually try the Android 13 compatible version of Rapidbump. Thanks so much, Ina, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much. All right. And I'll be stopping the recording